Hi, I'm Jules from Arizona, and I have the most opposite parents ever. But that's not why I'm telling you this story. If you want to know more, please like and subscribe to MSA. My mom was a lawyer who worked long hours for a multinational company, and Dad was a broke, stay-at-home artist with a wild imagination. He'd spend hours telling me stories about random superheroes, which Mom thought was a waste of time. On my 10th birthday, Dad threw me a huge superhero party, and everyone was asked to dress in costumes. We've got a costume for you, too. Ugh, really? Wonder Woman? The guests are gonna be here soon. I can't wear this junk. But Mom, I stayed up all night to pick that outfit for you. Well then, sweetie, you obviously need to make better choices in life, which you won't if you continue sticking with your dad. What's the matter with you? It's her birthday. Why can't you loosen up a bit? And why can't you be like an adult? Ugh, I'm so tired of this. I need a break. With that, Mom simply tossed the costume aside and left. As time went by, I became more like Dad. I loved art and painting. Life was good, except when I turned 16, Mom asked Dad for a divorce. He tried convincing her otherwise, but she was set. Since Dad was struggling to find a job, Mom won full custody, and I had to move with her to a new city. Mom tried her best, but she had no idea how to take care of me. Eventually, she found a new boyfriend, a bigger house, and a new cook, and that was the end of her efforts. I started school soon, and on my first day, even though the kids were cool, I just wanted to be left alone. So I went to the school garden and had taken out my sketchbook when this girl in a chicken costume flew past me and hid behind a huge tree. And soon after, a group of girls followed. Have you seen a headless chicken running around here somewhere? Chicken? Here? Nah, maybe try the poultry farm? The girls just pouted and walked away, and I went behind the tree to see the girl in the chicken costume crouching. Hey, they're gone. Are you okay? Who are those people? Oh, just some bullies. I'm in the school play. Well, not technically, because I could never act in front of people. But anyway, I was just trying out the costumes and they spotted me, and now they're after me to lay an egg. How can I lay an egg? I'm not a real chicken. I'm Maggie, by the way. Jules, and I think your costume is cool. My dad and I dressed up as superheroes all the time. Maggie and I were quick to become friends. She was a bit introverted and hardly spoke to anyone in school, but when we were alone, Maggie was a totally different person. She would dance, sing, and had some of the best jokes to crack. It was fun to be around her, and with time, Maggie and I got closer. When we turned 17, I started getting a lot of attention from boys, but every time someone asked me out, Maggie would talk me out of it. Heck no, he applies too much gel on his eyebrows. Such a loser. I think his eyebrows are just naturally thick. Nope, he smells like horse poop, but he's so cute. Yeah, so? You deserve better. I didn't think much of it at the time. Maggie was only looking out for me. But then this new guy, Charlie, joined our school, and boy, was he a stunner. Charlie and I hit it off instantly and bonded over our love for art. We started hanging out, and when he asked me out, it was an easy yes for me. On our first date, Charlie decided to take me to this really fancy place downtown, and I was more than excited. We were having the best time when suddenly Maggie popped up out of nowhere. Oh, hey guys, what a surprise! What are you doing here? I was just here to get their snail croissant. Oh, they're the best in town. Anyway, now that I'm here, maybe I should just join you guys for dinner. That's of course if Charlie doesn't mind. You know, right? Perfect. You know, Charlie, I never thought Jules would find anyone. Not after she found out she farts when she's nervous. I do what? It's okay, babe. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have our ups and downs. You have more than what a normal person does. Like the time you pooped your pants because you ate too many burgers before a roller coaster ride. Or like that you shaved your head when it was too hot and... Okay, that's enough. She's just kidding. I don't do that. Tell him. Yes, I was just turning around to tell him. Didn't you see me turning around? Yes, tell him now. Like I was literally turning around and about to tell him. Stop telling me to tell him. It sounds like an order and that I have to obey you. Charlie, I was turning around to your side. You saw that, right? Just tell him, Maggie. Now you said my name, so it's officially in order. Fine. Yeah, I was totally kidding. I'm not. Oh, look at the time. My croissants must be ready. Enjoy your date. So nice to meet you. Maggie left soon after, but the damage was done. Charlie looked visibly disgusted, and the next day in school, he told everyone that I was a weirdo with a thing for shaved heads and farts. Everyone looked at me like a crazy person. It was so embarrassing, and I only had one person to blame, Maggie. But where the heck was she anyway? I tried calling her, but she didn't answer, so I searched the school for her and finally found her hiding in one of the bathrooms. What do you think you're doing? Oh, Jules! Hey, I was just cleaning some spider webs. What's up? What's up is that the whole school is laughing at me after what you said on the date. Why would you do that? Charlie is a knucklehead, okay? I said all those things because I wanted to see how he'd react, and look, he acted like a jerk. That's a sign he doesn't deserve you. Stop it, Maggie. No one is ever good enough for me according to you. I'm so done with this. Just go and tell everyone that you made everything up. Maggie did end up telling Charlie that she lied, but obviously he didn't believe her, and no boy in school ever asked me out again. I was so mad at her. I refused to meet her or even take her calls, even though she kept apologizing. It was frustrating. I had no one to share my feelings with. So I picked up painting again to distract myself and even applied to a few prestigious art colleges. And one evening, I was wrapping up an application form when someone knocked on my door. Maggie, what do you want? I love your stairs. They're powerful and impressive and a step above the rest. Are you seriously gonna sulk all your life? I said I'm sorry. No, you didn't. Okay, then I'm saying it now. I'm sorry, Jules. I went a bit overboard, but honestly, I was just looking out for you. Can we start fresh? Pretty please? We're best friends. I'll think about it, but you better behave yourself. I promise. And Maggie stayed true to her word. A week later, I got accepted to one of the best colleges in the city, and Maggie volunteered to help me set up my room. We were almost done when this gorgeous girl walked in. Where do you think you're going? To my room? Wait, are you my new roommate? Nope, that'd be me. Oh, thank God. I thought I'd have to spend the next 2 years with this weirdo. I'm Alice, by the way. Jules. And I'm Maggie. Good to know. Alice was the professor's daughter and was hands down the prettiest girl I'd ever seen. Apart from being a great artist, she was also the lead singer in one of the college bands, and one night, she asked me if I wanted to join her at one of her performances. We got to talking, and Alice was really charming, fun, and intelligent. I loved being around Alice, except Maggie kept demanding me to hang out with her. We should catch the new Avengers movie. I kinda saw it last night with Alice. What about an MSA video marathon then? We haven't done one of those in a while. I don't think so. Alice and I have this project to work on, and Alice! I am tired of listening to her name. You just met the girl, and I like her. She's my friend. Sounds like more than friends to me. I didn't know what Maggie meant by that, but a few days later, I was at one of Alice's shows when Maggie walked in. You didn't tell me you were coming. Well, since you won't hang out with me, thought I'd come to you. Why? Are you not happy? Before I could say another word, the performance started, and as always, Alice blew my mind. Watching her on stage was always amazing, but something in my heart jumped when she blew a kiss at me while singing. Ew, that was so cringe. Stop blushing like a moron, Jules. And what's the whole hype about this Alice? She literally sings like a pregnant horse. I could do so much better than that. And with that, Maggie went on stage and pulled the plug, and the crowd went silent. What do you think you're doing? Saving people from your horrible voice? Give that back. Alice tried to snatch the plug from Maggie's hand, but Maggie pushed her. Then Alice got up and she pulled Maggie's hair, and the two of them got into a huge fight. Before I could butt in, Alice shoved Maggie, and she tripped over something and ended up falling off the stage, unconscious. Alice and I took her to the hospital where the doctors told us she had a broken arm. Maggie got discharged the next day, but the doctors said that she needed to rest. Her parents requested if I could help her with her recovery since she was always happy around me, so I tried to drop in whenever I could, but every time I said I couldn't come over, she'd freak out or have a full-on panic attack, making me feel like I had to drop everything and go see her. Even Alice started noticing how stressed I was. Then one day, she told me about this great art exhibition in town, and I really wanted to see it. I told Maggie that I wasn't well, and surprisingly, she understood. Alice and I were having a great time, and the exhibition was out of this world. I've missed that smile, you know. Me too. Thanks for bringing me here. I don't remember the last time I felt so happy. Stick with me, and you'll always be happy. Alice brushed a strand of hair away from my face, and I felt my insides explode. She came closer, like she was about to kiss me, when suddenly someone screamed my name. I turned around to see Maggie staring at us furiously. So that's why you couldn't come over, huh? Because you wanted some time away from your girlfriend? I thought you were sick, so I brought you chicken soup. But then I saw this dumb art fair invite, and I knew you tricked me. You didn't leave me a choice. I'm sick of babysitting you. I have my own life too, and it doesn't revolve around you. So it revolves around Alice? I've seen how you two look at each other, and it's not just friendship. that's none of your business. Stay out of this, you witch! Enough! You can't talk to Alice like that. So you'll take her side over mine? With that, Maggie started crying like a banshee. She picked up expensive art pieces and started smashing them to the ground, one by one. I tried to stop her, but she ran around like a mad person before security finally caught up to her. The police were called, and Maggie and I were immediately taken in for questioning. Our parents were called, and it was a huge mess. Mom dropped me back off at my college, where Alice was already waiting for me. Are you okay? Look, Jules, you need to cut that girl loose. She's clearly obsessed with you. I don't know what's gotten into her. I mean, she's always been weird, but she's not a bad person. Then why did she spread that rumor about you in school? I had a friend who went to the same school as you and did some digging. They told me how she said something about you farting. Wait a minute, you asked around about me? Why? Because I wanted to know more about this stupid friend of yours. Then you should have asked me. Don't go sneaking around like that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. You should know better and stay away from someone so toxic. She's not wrong, Jules. Sometimes it's okay to let go in order to stay happy. As painful as my separation with your dad was, it ended up being a blessing because we're so much happier. Just be selfish for once and choose your own happiness. Oh my God, you all need to stop telling me what to do. I'm not some kid, okay? I can make my own decisions and do my own thing too. With that, I stormed off. I knew what Maggie did wasn't right, but I was so tired with everyone trying to make decisions for me. Maggie got out soon after, and she would send me gifts and bouquets to say how sorry she was, but I was done with her. Alice tried talking to me too, but soon after finals started and I got busy with my studies. I just needed some space from everyone. Then one day, I was buying groceries when I spotted Maggie in the line ahead of mine. She saw me too and immediately walked over. You've been avoiding me, but I don't blame you. I pushed your buttons too hard, and I deserve this. But I miss you, Jules. Maggie, you're a great person, but I think it's better if we don't stay in touch anymore. I'm finally happy in my space, and I want to keep it that way. I get it, but at least can we have coffee? One last time, for the sake of our friendship? I wanted to say no, but looking at Maggie's desperate face, I agreed. She led me to her car and started driving, but I noticed soon that we were not headed in the right direction. I asked her, and she told me that it was this new place a little outside the city. I felt uneasy and asked her to stop the car, but Maggie started speeding up. What the heck are you doing? You'll get us killed. You said you were my bestie forever, and then you dumped me for that stupid Alice. I loved you, Jules, you know that? What? Yes, I loved you, but you told me you were into guys. That's why we couldn't be together. I kept begging Maggie to slow down, but she just wouldn't listen. Panicked, I tried to take the wheel from her hand, but the car slid off the road and hit a tree. Within seconds, a crowd gathered around us and helped me and Maggie out. Thankfully, we weren't injured. Jules, I'm so sorry. Are you hurt? Get away from me, you freak! Don't you dare touch me! 15 minutes later, both our parents arrived. Maggie's parents apologized and begged me not to press charges, even though I really wanted to. Mom took me home, and this time, I decided to cut Maggie off for good. I got a restraining order from the court, and after that day, I never saw Maggie again. I went to therapy and started feeling a lot better. A few days later, Alice asked me to meet. We sat on the hood of her car watching the sunset. So, I've been thinking about you, and I feel like we have a spark. No, it was just a firefly. Really? Such a pity. Yeah, I know. These sparks are getting out of hands lately. Maybe we can set them on fire? We grinned at each other, knowing exactly what was gonna happen next.